When a shop tells them it ain't worth fixing, throw it away and get a new one, they bring it to me. Hello everyone, Big Al Cox here. Welcome to the shop where I try to keep things from and save things from the landfill, like this 2010 Poulan BVM 200 VS blower. Despite the pro name being slapped on these machines, they are in fact made for quarter-acre occasional use homeowners. This one supposedly cranks when it feels like it. Let's take a closer look at it. The most common problems with these Poulan Pro yellow plastic trimmers, blowers, and saws are fuel delivery issues, fouled spark plugs, defective kill switches, and blown gaskets and seals. Let's take a look in the air box. It appears as though we have a moist, delicious brownie here, baked at 325. Ever think about changing your air filter there, Johnson? Life's too short for that. Sort of like stop signs to some people. One doesn't have to be a quality Learning Center graduate to know that's been eaten on by the carburetor and fuel system. All I had to do was touch the intake fuel line and it broke in two, like the French fries at the bottom of the fryer at the end of the day. The scuttlebutt is this unit would occasionally run, although how I don't know, but I'm going to try to spray some starter fluid and carb cleaner in the intake and see if it'll fire off. This is Napa Max Carbon Choke Cleaner. It will act the same as starter fluid. If I have spark and I have a working engine, I should at least have a fire off. Well, this unit just needs a new air filter, fuel lines, and carburetor. This is a T25 Torx. That could use a little cleanup. There's a gasket shield combination behind this carburetor here. You want to be careful with that, don't tear that up. This piece is actually a large gasket shield that sits behind the carburetor. It's a part of keeping the fuel in the carburetor from being affected by the engine heat. An airflow director and gasket in one, you might say. There is a kit available to replace that. It's not sold separately, so be careful not to tear it up or lose it. This kit includes gaskets, new seals, and a plate adapter. Those fuel lines are completely roached out. Well, we need to drain the fuel tank and get those old fuel lines out of there. I almost believe these are the original fuel lines on this unit, as bad as they are. 16 years old at this point. Yeah, the fuel line wasn't even attached to the fuel filter anymore. This is the remainder of it. This is your return line connector. It'll probably fall out into the tank. Don't lose that. Bit of crud removal here to keep any of this crap from falling down into that gas tank. Hipa Store .com makes a low-cost, high-quality carburetor replacement kit for these Poulan blowers. They are sending me that kit. When that arrives, I will continue with an attempted revival of this Poulan Pro BVM 200 VS. The Hipa carburetor kit has arrived for the Poulan Pro Blower. A nice new carburetor. Only thing different is the yellow choke handle, but that'll match the blower. Also includes both sizes of the fuel lines for this blower, a new spark plug, a new fuel filter, a spare primer bulb, and new gaskets. I will include the link to this kit in the description of this video. Hipa Store .com has thousands of parts available for Poulan, Steel, Echo, Craftsman, and more. Hipa Store .com. In addition to this kit, I'll also need a new air filter and a splined carburetor adjustment tool. This tool will be necessary to adjust the fuel mixture screws if they need to be. I've got my intake, or the smaller fuel line, sized up here roughly. Cut as much of an angle as you can on the fuel line with a pair of sharp cutters. The left hole in the tank is the smaller hole for the intake line. Reach in with a pair of needle nose pliers and grab the line and pull it through the top. Now I will trim the angle off the fuel line. And install the new fuel filter. Send the new filter down in the tank and it's ready to go. Cut another sharp angle on the return line. Feed that through the bigger hole in the tank. I'll use my needle nose pliers to reach in and grab that angle. Cut the angle off even. On the other end of the line, I will cut off about an inch or so. I'm going to attach that cut piece to the tank connector. And on the other side, I'm going to attach the line coming into the tank. This is what the connection should look like. Now I will pull the line from the top of the tank until it stops. Don't yank it, you just want to get it to the top of the tank. The smaller fuel line or pickup line will connect to the bottom stem of the carburetor. The larger or return line will connect to the top stem of the carburetor near the purge bulb. I need to trim the length of the line. Brand new Hipa fuel lines installed. Now I can hook up the throttle control rod to the throttle plate. I will get the air box and gaskets ready. This gasket will sit in between the front of the carburetor and the air box. Make sure if the gasket has only one hole in it that it's situated over that small opening on the back of the plate. The mounting screws and carburetor can be joined to the air box. I have my heat shield / insulation blocker / intake gasket in place. Get all that lined up and start the screws into the intake mount. Make sure the shield gasket is in place and that your screws are going through the openings. All good so far. Torque the screws down snug. Testing the throttle control, check. Testing the choke movement, check. Now I can install the new air filter. Reinstall the air box cover. This blower requires a gas and oil mix of 40:1. A great running machine starts with the right fuel, Tru-Fuel, the only thing I run in my two-stroke power equipment. It contains no ethanol, and it's a constant mix for a constant run and start. Tru-Fuel mixes are always on the shelf at your local Napa Auto Parts store. About adjustment of the mixture screws, you'll need the splined carburetor adjustment tool to set the carburetor's high or H screw and the L or low screw. A lot of times these Hipa carburetors will run good right out of the box. If the screw mixtures need to be adjusted, a good starting point is to run the mix screws all the way in, then back them out about a turn and a half. This is generally sufficient to start most two-stroke engines, and then you can adjust from there. Give the engine about 5 minutes to warm up. When you turn either mixture screw clockwise, that will lean the fuel mixture. Less fuel equals a higher RPM. Turning counterclockwise will make the mixture more rich and slow down the RPM speed. Say if the idle is rough or slow, turn the L screw clockwise to lean out the mixture and increase the RPM speed. If it is fast, turn it counterclockwise and increase the fuel flow to slow down the engine. Find the sweet spot where it runs good on the L screw at idle and throttle up. Then adjust the H or high screw for a smooth run at full throttle. After the adjustments, if the idle is high or low, adjust the Phillips head screw on the top. This is the idle speed adjustment. Counterclockwise will slow the engine. Clockwise will increase the engine speed. Find a point where the engine runs smooth at low idle without cutting off. The starting procedure for these units are 6 pumps on the primer bulb, full choke and full throttle. When it barks, move the choke to the half position and the unit would normally start and run. Let it run about 10 to 15 seconds on half choke and then move the choke to the run position. Since the carburetor and fuel lines have been changed, there's no fuel in this system, so getting it primed this go around will require more than the normal 6 pumps. The fuel system is circulating and I can see no air bubbles, so that's a good thing. I will go full choke and engage the slingshot. Oh, she wants to run. Choke off. I tell you folks, that's great. I just put that carburetor on there and it runs perfectly right out of the box. I've had to do no adjustment to it. I let it warm up. It still runs good. It has a good idle speed. It doesn't bog down. Runs great. I'm going to let it sit for about maybe an hour or two and then we'll try another cold start on it. Full choke. 4, 5, 6 pumps on the primer bulb. Full throttle. Half choke. Beautiful. Second cold start did just what it was supposed to. I've had to make no adjustments to that carburetor. Perfection. So, recapping here with the Hipa kit, I have replaced my carburetor, some French fried fuel lines, the fuel filter, and I also obtained a new air filter for it. And that got this machine running great again. Also have some spare fuel line left over if I ever need it. Also have a new spark plug whenever I need to change that. And a spare primer bulb, always a plus. And a spare gasket if I need that sometime. Get yours now at Hipa Store .com, Hipa 360 on eBay, and Hipa Store on Amazon. I've left a link in the description to buy this kit to get your Poulan blower running great again. The owner of this blower is here to take it home. I'll let him do a third cold start on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, start it up, man.
It's full choke. 6 pumps on the primer bulb, I think.
Yep, that's it. Make sure.
Full throttle. Full throttle. What?
Yep. Full choke.
Yep. Now go to half. Oh, okay. Yeah, don't do that. Hey, hold it up and throttle it.
You know, at certain times when you clean a certain way, it's about to choke out. That's pretty good, man.
A special thanks to Hipa Store .com for supplying the parts in this video. They have been an awesome supporter of this channel for a good while. Hipa carburetor kits are a great low-cost alternative to get your machine running again fast and easy. It sure brought this Poulan Pro Blower back to life and ready to blow for another good while to come. Check the description of this video for the Hipa carburetor kit buy link and the link to the Hipa Store .com, and check out their quality value products. Save yourself time and money. Thanks also to my friends at Napa Auto Parts at 1402 National Highway in Thomasville, North Carolina. Tools, chemicals, batteries, and more. Go by and see the friendly associates at your Napa Auto Parts store. The best pizza in this area, hands down, is Mario's Pizza. Pizza, subs, salads, pasta, and more. Mario's Pizza on North Main Street in High Point, North Carolina. Let me and others know about your experiences with Poulan Pro products. They are decent units for occasional use and fairly easy to work on. I'm Big Al Cox. More videos are coming soon, keeping and saving things from the landfill. Thanks for watching. Please like the video if you did. A subscription option is also available for this channel if you wish to keep up with the latest videos. Until the next time, I wish you many blessings from my shop to yours.